Oh boy, do we have a show for you. Today, a confused Muslim guest joins Godlogic, ready to justify every single claim he's ever heard about Islam, even the ones that don't add up. But as the debate heats up, he's spinning in circles while Godlogic's just sitting there, handing him a shovel.
So Quran does not say like Jesus or any of us or the Son of God. So my understanding is that Jesus could have called him as Father, but that means that's like the word for God in his language.
It's not. The word for God in this language is Allah, is Allah or Eloha.
Yeah, right. So the word for God in Arabic is Allah. So what
Yes.
the Muslims do is just they submit to the one God who has created everything.
Yeah, but hold on before
That's
you
all
move
what
forward.
Allah means.
Before you move forward. So Allah means God, is what you're saying. Allah is the word for God.
Right.
The word for God in Jesus's language is Ilaha, right, or Eloha.
Okay.
And so that's not the term father. The term father in Jesus's language is Abba, which means father, right? So those are two different words. So he specifically refers to God as Abba, father.
Yeah, but that could just be like how he called the God, because like my native language is not English,
Mm-hmm.
and in my language we have a word called like Appa,
Mm-hmm.
which you could also call your father, and you could also say that to the God.
Right, you can call God Father in your language. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
But that word doesn't mean God, right? It's just it's something that you call God.
Yeah,
Right.
right.
Yeah.
So
So
Jesus,
similarly, you're saying that Jesus called God his Father. This isn't just a language thing. It's a theological thing. This is what he
yes,
believed.
that's what
This
I
is what
believe.
he,
Yes.
right. And so is this in line with Islam that God is the Father of Jesus?
No, it's not. What God says about Jesus that is he's a prophet. So God does not have any children.
Mm-hmm. So this would mean that Jesus can't be a Muslim if he's saying that God does have children and that he's one of them, right?
No, he's not saying God has children. It's the way he calls God. So he's not specific about God having children.
He is. He's very
So
specific.
we interpret that as he's a child of God because
he says God is his father and he's his son. That's literally what Jesus says over and over again. He literally says, I am the Son of God.
But that could just mean like he's the prophet that God sent to, like he's a creation of God or anything, like just like I'm saying, like in my language.
Nope. He makes a difference between the prophets who are the servants of God and then himself, the Son. He literally makes a distinction.
Like how? Like, could you give some examples?
Yeah, I'll show you. This is it's actually a good example that I like to go to. So we go to Mark chapter 12. I'll put it on the screen as well so we can all see it. All right, Mark chapter 12. All right, so it's the parable of the tenant. So this is how he does it. He says, and he began to speak to them in parables. That a man planted a vineyard and put a fence around it and dug a pit for the winepress and built a tower and leased it to tenants and went into another country. When the season came, he sent a servant to the tenants to get from them some of the fruit of the vineyard. And they took him and beat him and sent him away empty-handed. Again, he sent them another servant, and they struck him on the head and treated him shamefully. And he sent another, and him they killed. And so with many others, some they beat and some they killed. So this person, the owner, kept sending different servants to the tenants here. Now, in this parable, who's the owner of the vineyard? Who do you think? The owner who keeps sending servants to the tenants. Who's the owner?
I think it means the God. I'm not sure.
Absolutely. No, you're right. You're absolutely right. It's God. And the tenants who he keeps sending servants to, who are they?
The prophets.
Right. So, the servants are the prophets that are being sent,
Hmm.
And the tenants, they keep killing them, they keep abusing them, and sending them away, rebelling against them. Who are they? Who are
The
the
mankind
tenants?
who they came to preach.
Exactly. And specifically, it would be the Israelites, right? They're the ones who keep killing their prophets, keep rebelling against them, right?
Yeah, right.
Right. So you have Israel, the tenants, the servants are the prophets who keep getting sent, right? But they keep getting rejected. But here it says, verse 5, and he sent another, verse 6. He had still one other, a beloved son. Finally, he sent him to them, saying, they will respect my son. Now, according to this parable, the son is different from the servants. He's the beloved son of the vineyard owner. In this parable, who is the son?
Can I first read the whole verse? Just a minute.
I mean, sure, if you want. All right, let's keep going. It
No.
says, they will respect my son. But those tenants said to one another, this is the heir. Come, let us kill him, and the inheritance will be ours. And they took him and killed him and threw him out of the vineyard. What will the owner of the vineyard do? He will come and destroy the tenants and give the vineyard to others. So who we know who the servants are, those are the prophets.
So
the vineyard owner is God, the tenants is Israel. Who's the son?
So are we reading from the Bible right now? So I'm kind of confused since you have like the Quran
On the left side, this is the Bible. This is on the left side.
Oh, okay.
On the
So
screen.
it means it should have been Jesus.
That's
obviously.
right. So Jesus is the son who's the heir, right? And the inheritor of everything God owns. And he makes himself distinct and different from the servants. See? So he says, I'm the son of God, who's the inheritor and the heir of God, right? Not the prophets. They're not that. He is.
Okay, let's say that's what your understanding is so far. But do you think the Quran is not from the God and it's a fake religion? So how's your opinion about Islam?
Yeah, I believe it's false because it makes these type of false claims. It says that Jesus, believed in Allah, when we see here that there's no possible way that Jesus believed in the Islamic God. Everything Jesus teaches
There's no such thing as like a specific Islamic God who's different from the one God which Jesus has worshipped to. So
yeah,
what's
it
the
is.
Islam? No, if the name Allah is what's bugging you, it just means God in Arabic, the one God who has created everything.
Well, here's my point, because we can call anything an Allah. I can call my statute an Allah, right? I can have there's many things that people can call an Allah or a God.
That's what they used to do before the Prophet came to them.
Well, no, they had an Allah, and then they said that Allah had daughters.
Yeah, because the word for God is Allah in Arabic.
Right.
But
so
when
what
the
I'm saying,
Prophet came,
yeah, what I'm saying is that. Oh, I'm sorry. When we look at what Jesus taught, we see that it's different from what the Quran teaches. It says that
right
Allah
now we have the interpretations. It's not like as original as the Quran, which has been preserved in its original language till date. So when we couldn't be sure. Sorry?
Say that again. I didn't hear you.
But we don't have the Bible in its original language today, do we?
Yeah, we do. We have it in the Hebrew, Aramaic, and Greek.
No, we don't have it in Aramaic today.
Yes, we do.
No, I think. Do we have it?
Yes, we have. There are Aramaic translations. We have the Hebrew. We have the Greek.
I'm not talking about the Aramaic translation. Let me just look it up. Is it okay?
Yeah, sure.
I just looked it up, and it says the oldest Bible we have today is the Old Testament, which is in Greek translation. So it says a translation.
Well, actually, we have the Dead Sea Scrolls, which are in Hebrew. We have the Dead Sea Scrolls, which are in Hebrew. We also have the Greek translation of the Hebrew, which is what it's talking about, the Septuagint. And we also have some of the Aramaic scriptures, like Daniel and others. And we have the Greek, the Koine Greek, which is what the New Testament was written in.
But what's your view on the Quran, which also prophesies a lot of things, which also talks about Moses and how like God will be preserving the body of Pharaoh,
Wrong
like
Pharaoh.
as a proof to
Yeah, wrong Pharaoh.
But
Ramesses, the body that the Pharaoh they found
yeah,
recently.
right.
Yeah, that's not Ramesses was not the Pharaoh during Moses' time.
How? But that's what those who found the body and the researchers claim.
Yeah,
It is as old.
they know that that's not the Pharaoh that was the Pharaoh in Moses' time. But the Quran makes a lot of claims, man. The Quran claims that Jesus mentioned Ahmed to come after him. Nowhere did Jesus ever say this.
I'm sorry, I didn't get that. Can you come again, please?
It mentions how Jesus mentions somebody named Ahmed, a messenger named Ahmed, to come after him.
Yeah, it is mentioned in the Old Testament. If you could
Said
just look up
Jesus.
for Muhammad in the Bible,
Said Jesus.
and you'll find.
Ashik, you're missing it. It says Jesus said that Ahmed will come after him. Jesus said this. It doesn't say it's in the Old Testament. It says Jesus said this. This will be in the gospel. But nowhere did Jesus ever say this.
Yeah, Jesus mentions that. So if the Quran was to lie, so the actual name of the prophet was Muhammad. So he could have just said the prophet Muhammad will be coming.
But he didn't.
So the Ahmad has the same meaning as Muhammad.
No worries, but he didn't.
In the Old Testament,
he didn't say either of them. You're missing it. Jesus never ever mentioned Ahmed to come after him. If you want to switch it and plug in Muhammad there, he never said Muhammad is coming. He never
he said Muhammad. I actually found a video where like a Hebrew native is claiming that the word Muhammad is in the Bible.
And it's a lie. So number one, they're talking about Songs of Solomon, where they translate where they try to say the Hebrew word Mahmadim is Muhammad's name. Muhammadim doesn't even have the same meaning or the same or it's not the same word or the same meaning. Muhammad's name means praised one. Mahmadim means together, altogether lovely or desirable things. So that's not Muhammad's name. It's not even a name at all.
This explanation was from a Hebrew native who understands the Old Testament better than us.
No, it wasn't.
Not natives of
and if it was, he's wrong and he's lying. It's just as simple as that. Secondly, here's the point that I'm talking about. The Quran says Jesus said this. Not Solomon, not Moses, not anybody else. Jesus said Ahmed is going to come after him. And never do we ever see Jesus mentioning Muhammad at all. So it's a false claim.
But the Bible has been like updated, or what you want to call it. It has been changed. So you know that, right?
No, it hasn't been changed.
Like how? It's very clear. Like
you would have to. Okay, so what you would have to do, Ashik, is what you would have to show me that there was once a manuscript where Jesus did mention Muhammad, and then got changed. Like you would have to show me that. That doesn't exist though. There's not a single manuscript in all of history that has ever existed to show Jesus saying that Ahmed is coming after him.
So I'm not sure about like Bible. So I only came to know like the Song of Solomon was not something Jesus said, and it was said by Solomon. Just how
well, actually, it was said by the wife of Solomon, not even Solomon. That was said by the wife of Solomon.
But is it in the Bible not because Jesus has preached this?
Preach
not
what?
Like they got it directly from Solomon, because Solomon lived like before Moses.
No,
right?
we have Solomon's works.
Yeah, but that's because Jesus has taught them.
No, it's because we actually have Solomon's books. We have Song of Solomon, which is a letter between him and his wife. Love letters exchanged between him and his wife. We have the book of Proverbs, which is Solomon's work as well. Writings of his wisdoms and advice and stuff like that, and poetry. We also have Ecclesiastes, which is also Solomon's book towards the end of his life.
By saying Solomon's book, you mean the ones which he has written
Yeah.
originally, and we got them.
Yes.
Like the original thing. We don't even have the original Bible today, like I said.
What do you mean by original? Do you mean like the first one that was ever written to page?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, well, we have copies of it, so we have, like, if you're talking about the original manuscript or the original first ever scroll, then no, we don't have that. We have
Yeah,
the
right.
copy
So I
of
think,
the preservation of the textual preservation of it.
but you're saying we are having like the original things which were written by Solomon, who lived
Yeah,
even before Moses.
that's how texts are preserved. They're copied and passed down from generation to generation. So
Right. So this is included in the
say that
Bible because
I can say that
Jesus.
I can say that I have Solomon's works because I have his works, even though I don't maybe have the exact paper that he himself wrote on, but I have the copies of that. But nonetheless, I have his works.
But they come into play in the Bible because Jesus decided to preach them. So
no, it doesn't. No, they were part of the Bible before Jesus even. They're part of the Bible that Jesus was using.
yeah, right. So that means Jesus preached them too.
Yeah, he believed in them as well. Yes.
So, like, what made you like not believe in Islam? Like,
I just told you things like this. It makes claims. It makes claims about what Jesus said, and he never said it. It makes claims that we can find Muhammad in the Bible. He's nowhere in there.
but the Song of Solomon has his name, and just now you said since Jesus would have had it while he was preaching, he must have also preached that the prophet will be coming in the name of Muhammad.
Ashik. How do you determine like what truth is? Like, do you just hear a video and then just go with it, or do you like actually like research?
I actually like I'm a born Muslim, but I used to disbelieve after hearing several things for like a few years.
Okay.
And then I had to like research a lot of things, and I could not accept it again. But I could not deny it as well. Like I got like more frustrated, and I got into researching a lot of things again.
Okay.
And I just decided that Islam is the real thing.
I want to show you something. Okay.
Okay.
Let me show you something. On the screen to the right, this is Song of Solomon 5:16. This is the word you're looking at. You see it?
Right.
Mahmadim is how to say it in the Hebrew.
Okay.
Altogether lovely.
Yeah, but a native Hebrew speaker claimed that this is the name of Muhammad.
No, they didn't.
Yes, he did.
And if they did, they're a liar, bro. This is not Muhammad's name, as you see. I mean, when we actually click on the word, because the eem there is just added, it's plural. That's why it's all together. It's plurality of lovely, plurality of desirable. It's makmadim. The root word of it is makmad. Makmad. Watch, look, see? And we click on it and how to look at it. Look, transliteration, makmad. Phonetic spelling, makmad.
Yeah, but I don't know as much as a native speaker of Hebrew. So the native speaker was a Jew.
I'm showing it to you though. I'm showing it to you from the concordance. See, this has nothing to do with me or a native speaker or anything. This is the objective fact that's on the screen right here. This is what it is. Matter of fact, when we look and see how this word is used elsewhere, let's actually take a look. Let's pretend.
Take a look at all the meanings which.
Let's pretend that this is Muhammad. Let's pretend that this is Muhammad's name. Let's just pretend. Let's look at all the places that it's used. Okay. Let's see here. So we got in 1 Kings chapter 20, verse 6. But about
there's a difference when they use it for the name and the normal word. There's like it ends with him when they use it for the name. is what the
No,
definition says.
that's not Hebrew, bro. Im is plural, okay?
Yeah, but they also
Im is the
use
word
it for
plural.
as a respect for names.
No, they don't. That's not in the Hebrew, man.
Yeah, but that's what the native guy said, bro. So
And what am I showing you on the screen? It's look. You can do whatever you want. You can believe whatever you want. This will be the last thing I show, and then you take whatever you want. It's fine. It's on you. You know, if you want to believe, you go follow whatever video you want. But you know, and that's it. I'll dust my hands off. You know, I can't force you to drink the water that I bring you to. You know, if you want to drink the water, you can. So it says here, but about this time tomorrow, I will send my servants to you, and they will search your house and the houses of your servants, and it shall be that whatever is mahmad, pleasant in your eyes, they will put in their hands and take it. So it says that they will take Muhammad. Muhammad will be taken by servants and people. You believe that?
yeah,
That's
but
right?
here it says just Mahmad, not Mahmadim.
Wait,
What the native?
hold on, no. Muhammad's name is not Muhammadin. That's not his name. Muhammad's name is Muhammad.
Yeah, but the
Right here,
im
this is Muhammad. This is
respect.
Muhammad.
But the im stands for respect, they claim. So the im means like
Take care of yourself, dog. Get out of here. Get out of here. You're wasting my time.